Many parents are asking, could screens be part of the problem? The reality is that devices like smartphones, tablets, and video games are designed to deliver instant gratification. But for a developing brain, this constant exposure to rapid stimuli can lead to changes in focus, impulse control, and emotional regulation, hallmarks of ADHD symptoms. Could this be affecting your child's ability to focus and learn? Protecting your child's mental and cognitive development begins with small actions today. Here at Child Mind Health, we provide practical guidance to help you support your child's well-being. Subscribe now and join a growing community of parents working to safeguard their children's future. In this video, we'll explore how screens interact with the brain, the warning signs of ADHD linked to technology, and practical solutions you can start applying today. Let's dive in. ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects millions of children worldwide. It is characterized by persistent patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity that interfere with daily life, school performance, and social interactions. But what exactly happens in the brain of a child with ADHD? At its core, ADHD is linked to dysfunction in the brain's executive function system, which is controlled by the prefrontal cortex. This area of the brain is responsible for attention, impulse control, and decision-making. In children with ADHD, there is often a deficiency in the availability and regulation of dopamine, the chemical that helps transmit signals in the brain related to motivation and reward. Without enough dopamine, it becomes much harder for the child to focus, stay on task, and resist distractions. Although the exact cause of ADHD remains complex and multifaceted, studies have shown that a combination of genetic, environmental, and neurological factors contributes to its development. Children with a family history of ADHD are more likely to develop the condition. However, recent research suggests that external factors, like excessive screen use, could exacerbate symptoms in children who are already vulnerable. What makes ADHD particularly challenging is how early it can start and how it impacts multiple aspects of a child's life, from academic performance to social development. The demands of modern life, combined with overstimulation from digital devices, may be creating the perfect environment for ADHD symptoms to thrive. But how exactly do screens fit into this equation? Let's take a closer look. Digital devices have become a normal part of childhood, but their effects on the brain go beyond simple distraction. When a child spends hours immersed in screens, whether scrolling through social media, playing video games, or watching videos, there is a significant neurological response taking place. The main factor at play is dopamine, the neurotransmitter that creates feelings of pleasure and reward. Activities like gaming or receiving social media notifications trigger a release of dopamine, giving the brain short bursts of satisfaction. While this may seem harmless, the problem arises when the brain begins to rely on this constant stimulation. Over time, children become less capable of engaging in activities that require sustained focus and delayed gratification, such as reading, homework, or problem solving. Excessive screen time can also disrupt the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for attention, decision-making, and impulse control. Studies suggest that when children are repeatedly exposed to fast-paced, ever-changing digital content, their brain becomes wired to expect constant stimulation. As a result, they may struggle to concentrate on slower, more demanding tasks in real life, which is a common symptom of ADHD. Another key issue is the lack of mental downtime. While occasional distraction or irritability when using screens is normal, there are specific behaviors that indicate when screen time may be contributing to a deeper issue. One of the first red flags is difficulty focusing on tasks that don't involve screens. If your child seems unable to sit down and complete homework, chores, or even enjoy activities like reading or playing outdoors without quickly losing interest, it could be a sign of overstimulation. This lack of sustained attention often leads to unfinished projects and poor academic performance. Another key indicator is irritability or frustration when screen time is limited or taken away. If your child becomes overly emotional, crying, yelling, or showing signs of anxiety when their device is turned off. This could suggest a level of dependency beyond normal attachment to entertainment. Impulsive behaviors, such as constantly checking devices, even when it's inappropriate during meals, family time, or in class, are also common warning signs. Children may struggle to resist the urge to check notifications or open apps, indicating weakened impulse control. Disrupted sleep patterns are another major concern. Many children exposed to screens before bed have trouble falling asleep, and the lack of restful sleep further exacerbates symptoms of inattention, mood swings, and fatigue. Parents should also watch for social withdrawal. If your child starts avoiding family activities or face-to-face interactions with friends, choosing instead to spend most of their time online, this could be a sign that their screen time is interfering with healthy social development. By paying attention to these signs, you can better assess whether screen use is becoming a serious problem. But what happens if these symptoms go unchecked? Let's explore the long-term consequences next. Emotionally, prolonged exposure to screens can increase the risk of developing chronic anxiety and depression. The overstimulation of the brain's reward system creates a dependency on quick dopamine hits, making it harder for children to find joy in slower, more meaningful activities. This imbalance can contribute to feelings of boredom, irritability, and even hopelessness when they're not using screens. Social development is another area of concern. Children who spend more time interacting with screens than with people may struggle to develop crucial social skills, such as empathy, conflict resolution, and effective communication. This can result in difficulties forming and maintaining real-world relationships, which are essential for healthy psychological development. Physically, sedentary screen time increases the risk of obesity, poor posture, and sleep disturbances. Lack of physical activity and disrupted sleep patterns can weaken the body and further contribute to mental health challenges. Perhaps most concerning is the long-term impact on the brain. Studies suggest that chronic overstimulation from screens can delay the development of the prefrontal cortex, making it harder for children to develop impulse control and executive functioning skills as they grow. Without intervention, these difficulties can persist into adulthood, affecting job performance, relationships, and overall well-being. Recognizing these risks underscores the importance of taking proactive steps to reduce screen time and promote healthier routines. In the next section, we'll discuss practical tips that parents can implement to help their children thrive. Reducing the impact of screens on a child with ADHD doesn't mean eliminating technology entirely. It's about creating healthy habits and boundaries that support their cognitive and emotional development. Here are some practical steps that parents can take to regain control and help their child thrive. Start by establishing clear screen time limits. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends limiting recreational screen time to no more than 1 to 2 hours per day for school-age children. But instead of enforcing this limit as a strict rule, involve your child in the discussion. Explain why balance is important and encourage them to help set daily screen time goals. Create screen-free zones in your home, especially during key times like meals and before bedtime. Bedrooms should ideally be technology-free to ensure better sleep. Set a rule that all devices are turned off at least 1 hour before bed, allowing the brain to unwind and the body to prepare for restful sleep. Encourage physical activity and outdoor play. Exercise has been shown to improve focus, reduce hyperactivity, and boost mood, making it an excellent counterbalance to the effects of screen time. Consider enrolling your child in a sport or scheduling regular family activities like walks, bike rides, or weekend outings. Offer alternative activities that engage the brain in a healthy way. Prioritize quality family time, such as game nights or outdoor adventures, without any devices. Consider using parental control apps to monitor and limit screen time, but don't rely solely on technology to manage the issue. The goal is to teach self-regulation. Gradually increase your child's ability to recognize when they've had enough and redirect themselves to other activities. Lastly, celebrate small victories. If your child successfully reduces their screen time for a week or participates in more offline activities, acknowledge their effort. Positive reinforcement can go a long way in building new, healthier habits. With consistency, patience, and guidance, you can help your child restore balance and reduce the negative impact of technology on their development. Protecting your child's future begins with small actions today. Here at Child Mind Health, we provide practical advice to help safeguard your child's well-being. Subscribe now and join our community of parents working toward a healthier future.